Our first startup is an API that translates sound into meaningful data, and it will be presented by its CEO, Denis Atabatsky. I said it right. Please, Denis, join me on stage. And the startup is NeoSound. Please welcome Denis.
Hi everyone. In NeoSound, we translate any sound into meaningful data, such as customer emotions. So we translate customer voice into emotions. These companies are top 3 out of the top 5 spenders on advertising. They're telcos, and last year they spent a lot to attract new customers. What about retaining existing ones? A lot of consumers switch to the competitors because of poor customer service experience, and call centers play a major role here, as calling still is the best way to get immediate response. That's why providing great customer service via phone calls is essential to retain the customers. And that's why we develop sound analytics solutions for call centers. Call center supervisors, they have to manually listen to a small sample of calls, spending more than 1/3 part of their working time to do it. And this is a huge problem because they do not have man capacity or power to listen all of the calls. And this is one of the root of poor quality of the call centers. So we fully automate this process, providing insights about all the calls, not just a small subset of them that are able to listen manually. And we enable them to look inside the call and see what has happened there. Is there anger or happiness? So we help company to detect the gaps, areas of improvement, improve the quality, and ultimately to reduce customer churn rate. Our first corporate customer is biggest Latvian internet provider. They are ready to pay us 10,000 euro of monthly revenue. And technology can be applied across the industry as this is scalable. We are going to approach banking, financial, insurance, and traveling companies. There are more than 3 million call center agents in 35,000 call centers across Europe. Altogether, they process 600 millions of calls per month. 600 millions of calls per month. If we take only 0.5% of that number, we'll process 3 millions of calls monthly, and this is huge. Yeah, unlike the companies on the left side, we do not translate speech into text. We do not listen to what they say, we listen to how they say it. This is the acoustics. And we do not depend on language, which is a great advantage. Only few companies from the right side deal with call centers, but we intended to perform better and show high accuracy. The both of co-founders are mathematicians. We both have technical background, and we are friends for more than 10 years already. NeoSound is the second company we're running jointly, and we're looking for customers and investors to scale our business. This is NeoSound, and I am Denis. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Denis. Questions from the jury?
Could you maybe explain a little bit better your technology? How is it possible that you don't depend on language? I imagine that how people speak in Portugal or in Latvia is very different, and an angry Portuguese might sound very different from an angry Latvian. Could you explain that maybe a little bit?
Absolutely. So the main point is that once you have already trained the machine on Spanish language, it can be easily applied to Portuguese and Italianish. If our machine trained on Latvian, then we do not have to train it from scratch to work with Spanish language. We have to train it additionally. It's a little bit different, so we have to spend less efforts for this. Thank you.
Second question?
Through these measurement of emotions, you can analyze churn, right? Like if you're doing analysis on a sales call, you can see if someone is going to have a heart attack. If you're analyzing a 911 call, a bunch of different things. Are you focusing within call centers in a particular vertical, and what is the added value that you bring to the agent? And what is the added value that you bring to the agent that is basically like leveraging your analysis of the other person in the other side of the call?
Thank you for the question. First, we focused on the telcos because we started from them and we're early stage, but we are looking wider. And I described the first case, what was the main pain of our current customer. However, we are thinking about providing agents with information about who are the customers before they pick up the line. This is the second case. Good answer. Thank you.
One last question from the jury? No? So thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you.
Please give him a warm applause. Our next startup are manufacturers of a disruptive web isolation technology, and it will be presented by its Vice President of Channel Sales and Alliances Jobs, Francisco Ginel, and the startup is Randed. Welcome, Francisco. Please join me.
Good morning, I'm Francisco Ginel from Randed. Don't look at the PowerPoint slides. I'm going to push the button randomly. I don't like PowerPoint. PowerPoint is evil. So I'm just going to talk about what Randed is. It's a company that was founded by people with a long experience in IT operations, the cybersecurity services, and the video game industry. We had to face with the usual problems that big corporations have when they are dealing with the cybersecurity issues. So they have problems because the browser is one of the main vectors for infection of their employees with malware, and on the other side, they need to protect the web services that they are publishing on the internet. So we thought that there was a need for a radical change in the way we were doing things. And what we have done is to develop a technology that transformed the HTML protocol into something completely different. In images, basically JPG, that we stream to the end user machines so they can interact with these images without losing user experience, only through a small JavaScript that we download with the first image. This isolates completely the channel. They cannot get infected by any malware. On the other side, when we are protecting a web service that is published on the internet, we put our infrastructure of virtual machines between all the people that is trying to access the web services from the internet, replicating their browsing sessions in our infrastructure, and in such way protecting all the web services that are behind us. No one from the external side can access the web services. They cannot see if they are in an Internet Information Explorer 8 out of support, without patching, hundreds of vulnerabilities. They can't get there. Everything is replicated on our virtual infrastructure in a safe environment, and everything that they are getting back is a continuous streaming of images. That is useless if they are infected by a Trojan or something similar. As they are not receiving HTML code, the Trojan malware will not activate itself. We have been doing big projects, especially with online banking. And we have tested our platform up to 140,000 concurrent sessions on a peak. This is what we are doing at Randed, and this is my speech. Thank you.
So, questions from the judges?
Can you share a bit more about the team, please?
Sorry?
About your team.
Team. Yes. As I told you, most of the team is coming from the cybersecurity industry, from companies that have been linked to this industry, providing services, especially on the B2B area. Some of the companies as S21Sec, 11 Paths, and Panda Security. Some of the people is coming from the video game industry, and others are people with long experience in IT operations and in Teco and Ineco and some other big engineering companies.
Okay, another question? Bring it close to your mouth.
Could you explain a bit more about the trade-offs that your customers have to accept if they use your solution, for example, in terms of usability for the end customer, or maybe in terms of agility in order to develop the front end?
Actually, I would say that there is no trade-off. The users are not changing their experience when they are working through our platform. There is no need to update their applications, neither change their infrastructure. We just put between their web server infrastructure and the load balancer or the proxy or whatever they have there. And it's fully transparent. We just get what is coming from one side, change it within our infrastructure, and send it back to the other side.
One last question. Javier?
You say you have started selling to customers
Yep.
this year. Can you give us some examples of references?
We have been working with some big banks as BBVA and Santander in Spain and in Latin America, protecting especially their web services that they have published on the internet, and also creating isolated environments within the bank. For instance, for a small group of workers that they want to work isolated in such a way that they cannot be affected by any malware.
They have paid, or these are prototypes?
No, paid.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Francisco. We're halfway through. We have 2 more startups. The next startup, with our next startup, they are sure they can revolutionize the sales process by analyzing exactly when and how sales documents are read by contacts, right? It will be presented by its country manager Iberia, Jonathan Foucault. Please welcome Jonathan on stage. And the name is Turkey.
Hi everyone, my name is Joe, and this is my friend Simon. Simon is a salesperson and he works, believe me, really hard, but the question is, does he work efficiently? As you can see, he's pretty angry at the moment because he wastes a lot of time and energy sending out proposals and following up on them completely randomly because he has no information about if his documents were read, nor how long for. Luckily enough for him, Simon found a solution, a tracking solution called Tilki. Tilki allows him to know exactly when, how, and for how long any of the documents that he sends through any channel are read. And why? Well, to sell more, better, and faster. Indeed, Tilki notifies you in real time with a wide range of detailed analytics, giving you a precise idea of who reads your documents and when. This is how it works. Instead of sending documents as email attachments, you will upload them on Tilki's SaaS platform, where trackers will automatically be added. Then a link containing all your documents will be generated. All you have to do now is copy and paste this link into your email, and that's it. Tilki will then provide you with a tremendous amount of data, such as if your documents were read, as well as page-per-page analysis, giving you a precise idea of what interests your prospect the most. No need to say that Tilki is fully integrated into your everyday CRMs, CPQs, emailing tools, and marketing tools. And maybe some of you already use a basic tracking solution. Well, all you have to know is that Tilki's technology is the most accurate that you will find on the market. We are also the only tracking solution that complies with all European legislation, and we can analyze any kind of document format. I wouldn't be telling you all this if I couldn't prove how efficient it is. So here it is. Sales teams at French leading companies in energy and telecoms, EDF and Orange, massively increased their conversion rates in just 3 months using Tilki. And so did my friend Simon, so this is him last time I saw him. Let's talk about figures now. Tilki's license-based pricing only costs 39 euros per user and per month for unlimited use. We currently have more than 5,000 users in 5 different countries, and we are on track to reach 1 million in revenue this year. Let's tell a bit more about the team. There is now 27 of us. The app was created in 2014, 3 years ago, and we're now going international, focusing on the British, the German, the Portuguese, and of course the Spanish market. We are Tilki, and you can find us at booth number 55. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Questions from the jury?
You mentioned a use case where they have an improvement of 100% with EDF. Can you explain a little bit more where did they get this improvement for, and what was the use cases?
The use case was sending proposals to customers, different offers, and what they noticed is that was of all the documents they sent and all the proposals they sent, they could see that most of them were converted much more quickly. Instead of having 6 different contacts, sorry, with the prospect. They only had 4, so the sales cycle was way shorter. And well, in terms of revenue, they just double each seller, each salesperson double its activity, its revenue.
But what kind of proposal and to who?
What kind of proposals?
Internal clients and other companies? What kind of proposals?
It was like business proposals about energy. So basically, if they had well, B2B proposal that they sent, for example, about an electricity offer, they just noticed that they could react much more quickly about how the prospect would behave, knowing what they read and for how long. The idea behind that is that you could get in touch with this person much more quickly and much more efficiently, because if you know what they read, you know what you're going to talk about when you have them on the phone later. Okay.
Last question.
You mentioned you have 5,000 users, right?
Yeah.
Are all of them paying?
Yeah.
And how did you acquire them? Could you explain a little bit? Is it mainly inbound? Is it outbound?
Well, many different ways. First of all, we started the activity with SMEs and startups. They kind of validated our POC, our POC. And then we started to expand to business units in different regions in France. For example, as I told you, Orange, but also in banking, in insurance, with business units like locally on a first team of 5, 10, 20 people. And then we deployed this scheme on a larger scale, nationally or more regionally or internationally.
Okay, thank you very much, Jonathan. So last but not least, our next startup, Sapiens, is a question-based solution. Come here, Joe. Is a question-based solution that allows members of your tribe to learn and transfer knowledge easily from their mobile phone. That's right? Yes. Thank you very much. Please welcome Sapiens.
Hi everyone. I'm Danny. We are a knowledge management platform. So knowledge is about questions and answers. So let's start with a question. When you have a problem or a question in your daily, what do? Google? Yeah. But the problem is that when you have a doubt in your business about your job, maybe a new process, a new client, a new customer, you have a problem. Because the information and the data inside of the corporations are really distributed. So this is exactly the problem that we are solving. The way that we solve is in a really simple way. But our solution has 2 phases. An app for the employees, like this, where they could receive every day really small micro trainings, and the most important thing, questions and answers. And with these questions and answers, what we do is give all this data to our artificial intelligence system, in order that in the future, the workmates are going to be people and bots. So when the people are asking questions or are creating to the system is learning. So maybe in the beginning, when you are creating a question, the system don't have the answer inside. But we predict who maybe is the partner that has the answer inside of the brain. Because there is a strange thing at this moment that is the most important information is not in the CRMs or the ERPs. It's in the soft, in the brains of the people. So our work is collect all this data and train the bots in order to give answers to the people directly. So simple. And in the other way, there is a dashboard. A dashboard where the company could manage all the information, check the knowledge gaps, the problems, and even the speed evolution. Everything controlled in only one place. So our journey till arrive here, we are from Asturias, and I say hello. So everyone is invited to a cider outside in the cider truck. We are miners, so we are data miners. We were born 2 years ago. We are 6 people. And in these 2 years now it's really nice because we are winning lots of prizes, but you know, a company is not about prizes, a company is about billing. So the most important thing for us is our customers and real case. For example, Volkswagen is using us for their onboarding, for the new people. Unilever is using us to train all the knowledge about sales. Nike to have that all the people when you go inside of a shop have the answers that you need about their products. So the last thing that we are really proud is that 92% of the people recommend us because it's funny and easy. So this is the best consultants in all over the world because they pay us and we are learning from them improving the artificial intelligence system. So thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you very much, Danny. Questions from the jury? Any questions? Yeah, two.
Just to give me an idea, like one of your clients is Volkswagen. What's the MRR, like the recurring revenue that you derive from them?
From a customer?
From Volkswagen, for instance, yeah? Or from any average, what's your average?
Yeah, we are working on a flat rate because for us it's about, we are SaaS, so more users, more MRR, but we have a flat rate. It's 120,000 for a flat rate for each customer.
Doesn't matter how big the company is.
Depends, because it's on the top is 36,000 users. So the problem at this moment with the companies is in a funny thing. We offer them a flat rate, but the users, our customers are so big, they are purchasing us from different departments. So for us it's better because it's not flat rate. But
Second question.
So I understood that in some cases, your customers use their employees to train the bot. But at the same time, I've seen that some customers use your software platform to train the new employees.
yeah,
right?
it's because in fact we think that everything is together. In the beginning, when we developed the first months, we are training people. People are sharing questions and answers, and they are training themselves. But what we do with all this data is give this data to the bot. Because the problem when you are training a bot is how you are giving more data continuously, updating. So the way what we do is, okay, people are training themselves, and with this data, we are training the bots. So everything is together, it's in the same place.
Okay. When you are training the new employees, how do you know then if the answers are right or wrong? Where's this information?
Can you hear at the back? Yes. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, just a really simple answer for that. Think about, for example, the new doctors. When you became a new doctor, the usual case is maybe you are the first one. So when you create a question, the database is completely empty, so you don't know. So what we did is check a statistical way with checking the different answers, and we detect if there is coherence. And if there is not a coherence, for sure, we are always speaking about artificial intelligence, but with human. Okay, so at the end of the day, something is not in the statistics way, there is someone that check and train the machine, because if not, sometimes for sure could be problems. But the most important thing is not the first year. For the second year, all the questions that the people are onboarding on the first year, they train the bot. So they don't have to do the same work 2 times.
Okay, thank you very much, Danny. Thank you very much to all our finalists for their fantastic pictures and the hard work in putting these together. Thank you very much to our judges. The deliberations in your valuable hands. The winners will be announced on this stage at 3:50 this afternoon, okay? 10 to 4. Thank you very much.